binge. Write all these books.
It started in April 2020. I heard a voice that said, hey, go take a pregnancy test. And I did, and it was positive, and I was over the moon excited, and I felt from the very beginning that it was going to be something really special. The nuchal fold in the back of the neck is one of the indicators of a genetic abnormality. They did an ultrasound of the baby, and they noticed Eleanor's was over that limit, and so they offered to do a CVS that day. Being a scientist, I like to collect data, I like knowledge. It makes me feel like I have some sort of power over the situation, so I said, yes, let's go ahead and figure out what's happening. That test came back a few weeks later. I still remember the shock in their voice. She said, I don't know how you're still carrying this baby. The official diagnosis was non-mosaic tetrasomy 9p. The doctors kept saying severe, which a lot of them, they didn't come out and say it, but it kind of seemed like they were just waiting for me to miscarry the baby. At some point though, it started to get pretty triggering to even walk into the hospital. I think I just needed to step back from all the analytical mindset and just like give it to God a little bit. From then on, I really tried to commit to enjoying my pregnancy with her. I've always felt pretty convicted that God has a plan for everyone and that He doesn't make mistakes. And I struggled a lot with that, and sometimes I still do. We have a God who loves us so much, and that doesn't mean our lives are perfect. We still all go through so much pain, but God uses that pain. He uses it in such beautiful ways. You end up being blessed, and it's up to you whether you choose to see it. In the hospital, they actually have, I think it's a butterfly that they put on the door when it's kind of like end-of-life care. When it came time to push, everyone was very excited that we had gotten there, but also with each push, like that tension is building, and you kind of have this feeling of everyone collectively holding their breath. 30 minutes of pushing, and she came out. The room was deadly quiet at that time. You probably could have heard a pin drop. And she made the most beautiful little cry I've ever heard, and just a sigh of relief over the whole room. There were a lot of tears, not just from us and my family either. I felt like everyone had been rooting for us and that we all kind of had that victory together. Pastor Mark came in, and later he said something to me about that moment and how thankful he was to be in that hospital room. That's some of the purest human joy that I've been able to witness in my life, and you just don't get it very often. So all in all, she was alive for 35 hours. Every hour of those 35 hours, she was being held by someone who loved her very much and was very glad that she was here. And usually it was several people huddled around her and just kind of in awe that she was there and that she was gracing us with her presence. Eleanor's story is not about me. I see it as a celebratory story. A triumph, if you will. I feel like she's a warrior and that she's strong, and she did so many things that no one thought she was going to do. You know, now with my second daughter, Abby, I feel like I just soak in every single moment with her, every milestone that she reaches that Eleanor never got to. I don't think I'll ever stop growing from what Eleanor taught me. I think that, she's a part of me and my life forever. So I'm glad I can share her story.